If you're thinking about moving to Brantford this year, I've got a very important video loaded with tips to make sure you make a successful purchase and avoid the pitfalls that I see other home buyers making, especially when they're coming from out of town and moving to Brantford. Stick with me for this video. We're gonna help you along the way. Oh, and hey, real quick, make sure you stay right to the end for my fifth tip, because I'm gonna lay out the exact strategy that I do for my own personal home buying clients here in Brantford to make sure that they see every property on the market and are the first to know when a new property hits the market. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name's Jeff Thibodeau. I'm a professional realtor right here in my hometown of Brantford, Ontario, and I've been helping people just like you buy and sell their properties here in Brantford for over 15 years. So if you need any help with your move, or you just have a question about what's going on in the local real estate market, all of my personal contact information is directly below this video in the description, and you can reach out to me one-on-one anytime. While you're here, if you're getting any value at all from my videos, please help me out and take 1 second and hit that like button. It really is the way you can show me that you enjoy these videos, and it helps me continue to make future videos for you. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't yet subscribed, you want to take 1 second and hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications for my channel so that as I post my new videos every week, you get them right on your home screen. So buying a home can be an overwhelming process, and this can be multiplied when you're trying to buy a home in a city you're not even familiar with. In this video, I'm going to take you through the 5 biggest steps that I go through with my own personal home buying clients when they are moving to Brantford so we can ensure success. Step number 1 is to really learn and understand about the different neighborhoods in Brantford. Like any city, Brantford has areas of town that are absolutely amazing and wonderful to live in, and it's got other areas that you should avoid. Now, if you're like me and you've lived here your entire life, this can seem second nature to you, but coming from just one city away, you might have no idea which are the great neighborhoods and which are the areas you'd rather not live in. Now, based on your buying budget and also the type and age of home that you're most interested in, this will give us a good idea of what neighborhoods to start shopping in. But from there, we want to narrow it down so we can get rid of those red flag neighborhoods and highlight those areas that people want to move into, put their roots down, and stay for a long time. It's also going to be very important to consider things that are specific to you, potentially access to the highway if you're commuting to work, school districts if you've got younger kids, and things like proximity to amenities, shopping, grocery stores. All of that stuff is important and is not intuitive if you haven't lived in a city for a long time. So we go over all of this in a first early meeting to really pinpoint the exact neighborhoods to start searching for your home. Okay, tip number 2 is that we need to assemble a team of local professionals. Everything to do with buying a home is going to need boots on the ground help, and having people that are located in the city where you're buying is going to give you a huge advantage. This includes obviously having a local real estate agent who knows the ins and outs of the town, but I also recommend having a local lawyer who knows about the city, able to pull their title and do all that record search locally to advise you. It's also great to already have contacts for a local home inspector that's going to be able to be available on short notice when you do find a home you need an inspection done. You'll also want a mortgage broker that is familiar with the city and can help and assist with creating that file. I think it's also important to have a local insurance broker so that the issues about your city, potential things like different neighborhoods, proximity to fire hydrants, floodplains, all this stuff is already known and you don't have to ask a lot of questions. And last but not least, something people don't think about is having contacts for local contractors. A lot of homes that you're going to be looking at might need some additions, renovations, improvements done to them, and you want to have a good Rolodex of local contractors on call, ready to give you estimates or even get in there quickly to do the work. Step number 3 in making a successful home purchase here in Brantford is having your financial approvals, we'll call that our mortgage pre-approval, in place before we ever start shopping. This is one of my most important steps because there's nothing worse than as a home buyer to go out and shop and fall in love with a property that you're actually not qualified to buy. Even worse is to make an offer on a property and only find out later during your financing condition that there's some issue with your file that causes you to be delayed in getting your financing and potentially lose out on that home. Right now, rates are fluctuating and changing on a regular basis, So having a good relationship with your mortgage broker where you can lock in a current rate, but also take advantage if rates go down in the future is a key step to saving you some money. Also, it's important to know exactly what your pre-approval is so we can set your maximum shopping budget, but also so you can understand what that means in terms of a monthly payment and you can actually afford to pay for that house once you bought it. If you require mortgage approval, we're going to need to include a condition of financing approval in your offer. And right now, most sellers are only going to allow you 5 business days to complete that condition. So it's very important to have your file already complete and ready to go with your mortgage broker and not be starting the process when you find that home that you've fallen in love with. Okay, tip number 4 is something that's actually really fun for me, and I do it with all of my new clients, especially if they're coming from out of town. We schedule what I like to call a discovery day. This is a no pressure day where we don't actually expect to find the home of your dreams, but what we're gonna do is book a half day out together to drive around the city, see a bunch of different properties in different neighborhoods, and also experience those neighborhoods, drive slowly through them, potentially stop and grab lunch at a local restaurant, drive around the different commercial areas. The idea is we're gonna get a good sense of the city for a first timer who is coming from out of town. This way, if it's your first time or potentially your first time actually shopping in town, we get a really good overview the first day and we can start to identify the neighborhoods and the types of homes that really appeal to you and areas you'd rather stay away from. The discovery day is a great day for both of us to get to know each other and also for you to get to know the city you're about to move into. Okay, so we've covered a lot already, but I'm excited to share with you my final tip. This is our shopping strategy, and I see a lot of buyers make mistakes when they come shopping for homes. What we need to realize is that when you decide to hop into the real estate market, there's already tons of homes available. But then moving forward, there's gonna be real-time changes every single day. Some of those homes are gonna sell, and then new people are gonna put their home up on the market. So we need a concrete strategy to be able to go after this marketplace in a smart, systematic way that helps you win. So the first step is to take a look at all of the active inventory. That is everything that is currently available. And we're gonna go through it all with a fine-tooth comb, and we're gonna narrow it down to homes that may be a possibility for you. We may get a small handful of homes, but we wanna go and see them all right away in one big group. If we find one of these properties that fits your needs, great. We might be ready to make an offer. You know, in these properties, some of them may have been overlooked, potentially because they've got some cosmetic issues or they launched their home with the wrong strategy and now they're, you know, a month or two on market adjusting their price. You can really hunt down a deal sometimes with one of these homes that's been on the market for a little while. But the reality is these homes that have been sitting on the market for a while, the other buyers don't really like them and they might not appeal to you. But the idea of this first set of viewings is to make sure that something isn't already out there. And then once we've seen them, we can push them all to the side and move on to phase 2, which is going after the brand new listings. Shopping for the brand new listings is much different than going out and shopping for the homes that have been around for a while and other buyers are overlooking. That process can feel calm and slow paced, but when we move to shift towards looking for homes that are new on the market, speed is our best friend. So every day of the week, new homes are coming up for sale. So a key here is to be connected on a real-time system that alerts you immediately. And this is something that I set up for my clients, and we'll share the account so we both get alerted at the exact same time when any new property matches your criteria. Now, if the property is a match in terms of neighborhood and price range, my recommendation is we get out to see it as soon as possible because you're probably not the only buyer that's shopping in this price range. Most new listings get their most amount of attention right at the beginning, that very first week or two on the market. So the key is to get out there quickly and then make a decision, realizing that with the new listings, we may be in competition with other buyers, especially if the home is a good value or shows really well. Now, if we're having trouble finding what you love on the open market, we actually have a third strategy. And what we'll do is identify the exact neighborhoods and home styles that you're willing to buy, and we'll go directly to those homeowners, either by knocking on their doors, running digital advertisements, dropping off flyers and letters. And the idea here is to try to find you a property that isn't even for sale yet. That person who's sitting at home thinking, I would sell my home if a buyer showed up. So we want to go out and find that person for you and potentially get you a home that isn't available to anybody else. Having a strategy like this is so important. I see a big mistake is a lot of buyers just hop into the market, they drive around and see some open houses, they look at a couple houses one day, they take a few weeks off, look at a house another day, and this can leave you as a buyer who's kind of secondary in the market, where the ones with the winning strategy are the ones that are getting the good houses, and we're kind of left with the leftovers every week. And it's not the quality properties, it doesn't lead to success. So whatever we do, we want to follow a clean, clear buying strategy. So when we combine these 5 steps together, buying a home in another city can go from an overwhelming, confusing process to a predictable step-by-step process that always leads to success. Very quickly, the steps again were: number 1, we want to learn the neighborhoods and the nuances of the city you're moving into. Number 2 was to get your local team of professionals together, build that team around you, people that know the city you're moving into. Number 3 was to get your finances in order, have your mortgage pre-approval in place before you get out there and start shopping for homes. Number 4 was to book a discovery day, a day where the goal is actually to learn about the city, drive the neighborhoods, see a bunch of different houses, and experience life in your new city. And number 5 was to have that clear strategy to both go after existing listings, be ready for the new listings on the market, and potentially even to find a home for sale that nobody else even knows about. If we put this plan together, I guarantee you'll be winning and happy in your new home. If you need any help putting this plan into action for you, if you're considering a move to Brantford, as I mentioned before, all of my contact information is right in the video link description below, and I'm happy to hear from you. I love introducing people to my hometown of Brantford, and I would be honored to help you find a home here. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe if you want future videos like this to show up on your home screen. I'm glad you're here, and we'll see you on the next video.